Como é que é, malta da pesada? Estamos aqui de volta para mais um episódio. O último episódio de Metaphor ReFantazio. Hoje vamos concluir o Epilogue, que penso que é só falar aqui com todas as personagens e finalmente com a Maria, terminando assim o jogo. Penso que é isso que vai acontecer. Depois vamos ver os créditos e por fim, para finalizar a série, vamos fazer aquela nossa pequena review pessoal, completamente pessoal, e inserir este jogo na nossa lista de jogos completados no YouTube. Bem, temos aqui a Hockenbergs. How many times does this make that we've sneaked out of the palace? I've lost count. Let's make sure we see Maria before we head back though, okay? You know, this is something I've been thinking about for a while, but doesn't it feel like we've kind of flipped?
What?
I think.
Well, usually it's us fairies who go off on our own all the time, and people are always shaking their fists about it. Not you humans. But here I am struggling to keep the king of the whole damn country in one place for a few seconds. You catch my drift?
Well,
Not that I'm complaining, I like that about you, to be honest.
About that.
You've been here for me so many times, Gallica, I've lost count. Hey, why are you using the past tense? We've got our whole lives ahead of us, right? I remember how you would hit the streets to hear everyone's struggles during the tournament. I bet that's why you have the support you do in Ontario and Oceania.
I guess.
I don't mind getting dragged around all over the place, but if you're gonna sneak out, all I ask is that you don't leave me behind, okay? I'll drop everything and tag along, no matter what, promise me.
All right.
Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get going, Your Majesty.
Hey? Oh, hey. Hey?
Ok, nem sequer dá para ir. Não dá para fazer teleporte com a Gallica. Prontos, então parece que falamos com ela primeiro. Eu espero que isto seja tipo voiced, mas acho que não. E vamos também ver agora os novos attires das nossas personagens, dos nossos colegas, assim no Epilogue. When you finish your business outside the palace, please promise you'll return to resume your duties, Your Majesty. If you take this as my pressuring you not to venture out, that's not it at all. Only that as captain of the royal guard, I must know your whereabouts at all times. You needn't be so serious, Hulkenberg. Learn up, maybe. You mean to say I'm too fussy? Well, it's only proper for the captain of the royal guard. To be over familiar would set a poor example. Imagine the scandalized faces of the rank and file guards.
Of course.
That said, not a day goes by that I don't reflect on our troubles. Now only a year passed. I owe regaining my pride as a knight to that journey. I was but a wanderer searching in vain for the prince, and it was through you I learned he yet lived. And in the end, it was your ascent to the throne I supported.
And so.
I never tire of the faces the younger guards make when I tell them of the time you acted as witness to my duel. Brings back memories. Not only for my duel with Rodante, but of the journey we undertook. You were the reason I could endure the fight to the end. I'm pleased to say the knights of today are nothing like what they were under Rodante's command. Soldiers take up their sword not for those in power, acho que está ali escrito, mal escrito. Not for those in power, but for the people. And as the champion of the people yourself, we will do all in our power to protect you, our king.
Well,
You do not make it easy by sneaking out of the palace as you do, though I suspect the soldiers are getting used to your chaotic tendencies. They know they protect not just the king, but the ruler who stands beside these people and hears their voices in clarion truth.
this
I will protect you with my life, as I always endeavored to do. Your Majesty, only let me stay by your side to do so.
What do you want to do?
Ok, parece que vou ter de ler isto tudo, que não estou muito contente com isso, mas não faz mal. Ok, temos aqui alguém. Oh, Alonso. Of course.
Pleasure to see you.
Why hello, your majesty. It's only been a year since your coronation, but I see you've become quite apt at sneaking away from your palatial duties. Under constant fire from knaves of all trades, con artists and critics alike, your opening act has been rather tumultuous, no? Oh, has it? I hadn't noticed. How kingly an answer, never missing an opportunity to display how capable you are, commendable. Besides, most of those agitators are the kind of scum that stirs the pot in hopes that they might benefit from the country's turmoil. Nothing I couldn't handle, of course. All in a day's work for the royal adjutant to the Citizens' Council. Quite an ally I've made, I should hope.
Hey,
I wonder if my mother would be the slightest bit proud to see who I've become. That I'm doing my damnedest to use my talents for good, as I always should have. I am proud. I'm proud to be working hard alongside you.
yes.
That's right, supporting you is the best thing I can do. You're the one who's been able to create such lasting change in our country.
Now that you mention it.
That reminds me, do you remember that Turam, my hometown landowner? He told me to send you his regards. He since confessed his crimes and is awaiting trial. You were the one who awakened his conscience. Makes sense, doesn't it? You've proven your ideals to be true. That's why the country is doing so well. There's nothing more to it.
Thank you.
Hardly qualified to speak of pride. But if this country has one, it's you, and I am proud to be among its people. Perhaps under your rule the day will come that even the Winidia can walk about freely in our true forms. You're curious where I look like in my true form. I'd be happy to oblige, but let's save that for another time, shall we? Basilio,
Yo,
out expecting again? Seems a right pain to me, but I appreciate you going to all the effort. Making the rounds.
hey.
Yeah, captain of the Tradian Brigade reporting in. And I'm pleased to report that there's nothing to report, your majesty, so I'm taking a break. Bit of a mouthful in it, still not used to call myself a captain besides. We've even taken in some survivors from Louise's troops, you know. But don't you worry, I've got two eyes on them, even when I ain't looking.
But
Way I see it, they weren't the ones trying to make the world worse. I just gotta show them how power is supposed to be used, yeah? We owe it to you that there's less discrimination in the city these days. Fewer and fewer are turning to a life of crime to make ends meet. If thou could see Grantrad today, his eyes would bug out. And not just thou, a lot of the guys who didn't make it. I wish they could have seen.
yeah.
Same. But long as we keep him in our memory, it's as close to saving him as we can get, Vinca included. We built this piece with a lot of blood and tears, so I say those of us who made it this far owe it all to all of them what didn't to protect it. So I say those of us who made it this far owe it to all of them what didn't to protect it. Maybe I got nothing to report today, but it's not like bad people just stop being bad cause you're king now.
Thank you.
You've been through a lot though, so thanks for not giving up on us. Or the world for that matter. You spot any trouble that I didn't spot first, you just point me at it. I'll solve it quick like.
Oh.
Well, I see our king is out on some personal business, eh? I believe Hulkenberg was searching for you, but I suppose it's none of my business who comes or goes. I'm on break myself.
Just
Only, try not to frustrate your royal guards over much, huh? They all take their duties quite seriously, much like the captain. But who am I kidding? A knight who smiles is surely a myth. That's become clear to me since becoming title. What could be more bizarre? You give Outcast once a wanted criminal with a bounty on his head, made knight commander? There was of course some opposition at first, but the more heart-to-heart talks I've had, the more accepting they've become, albeit gradually. An outcast became king too. They didn't look further than the outcast who became their king.
True.
Indeed, you face no shortage of persecution. And look at you now. Grand titles and posts across the nation are no different, spread across all the tribes. I've realized over the past years just how much a nation is defined by its people. No matter how great a king, he alone does not a country make.
However,
Yet he stands for those very people, a symbol and representative. As symbol. That the king and those around him are of mixed tribes, it has already caused a great shift in sentiment, even for those in the rural villages. How is Tadari?
Now that you mention it.
yes.
He seems as busy as he can handle, now that they've resumed trade with other villages. Your coronation inspired that village to greater heights. It proved that barriers can be broken, and that even they could take the first step. New winds are blowing in every corner of this country. I'll have to make another trip back home with my son to see the changes for myself. Soon enough. And someday I hope distant generations will grow up only knowing conflict born of tribal differences from history books.
We shall.
We've a ways to go before that day comes, but until it does, let us forge the path towards it. Your Majesty? Alrighty.
This place has really changed.
Well, I sure don't want to go back to the old king.
Who's next?
All very nice.
Oi there!
Oh. Say there.
Alright then.
Ok.
Stupendous. Alright then.
Ok, depois temos de ir aqui ao Sonoma Mail Street. Se calhar vamos lá agora.
Let's go.
Acho que faz mais sentido.
Yeah?
Nearest. Oh ho ho! What brings His Royal Majesty here? Come to feel the wind on your face too, have you?
Aha!
I know how it is. I've the fancy old title of Chief Engineer of the Kingdom Infrastructure Development Bureau, and can research as I please now, but something's missing. So I threw off that stuffy old uniform and came to gaze upon the runners, in the way I do. I know how you feel.
About that.
I feel like I know what you mean when you're saying something's missing.
Oh.
I knew you'd agreed. I think my bones are aching to feel the wind. I rather miss the days of dashing hither and thither in the runner.
Perhaps.
Not that I'm ungrateful for the gracious title you've given to a man who used to skulk about modifying gauntlet runners. You haven't seen anything yet. Why, one day I'll invent a teleportation device that will deliver fresh fish straight from Oceania to your palatial plates. It would change the world, wouldn't you say? I'm just a bit stuck at the beginning, on the development.
Indeed.
And it's times like this I need stimulation of the mind. You have anything that might do the trick? Do I smell another relic hunt?
That's...
Don't pretend you didn't enjoy it. Every time you've popped back in with one, I remember I could hardly contain my excitement. I do so miss traveling like that. Even if the relics themselves were better off left untouched, they've become the guiding principles of my research. You know,
That's...
convenience is important, but one must consider safety and the effects it might have on the world. An engineer who dumps a burden on future generations is no engineer at all.
However...
Still, it's no small feat to design with a perfect balance of safe and revolutionary. Even I struggle with it, and I'm a Bailey genius. I knew it. What I need is simulation. Your Majesty, you know, like the soul-shaking speed and quiver of a drive engine. You'll let me know if you ever want to go out for a spin, won't you? Or do you go sparkling clean and always ready for takeoff? Pois se calhar vamos ter de ir
All right now.
aos outros sítios para falarmos com as restantes pessoas.
My king.
Oh, there you are, Marshal. Here you were in town, so I decided to see if we might cross paths. I have so much to tell you about my inspection, so I'm afraid you'll need to clear your diary for me soon.
Hold on.
Really? Do you need to go back to bed? You were the one who sent me to the Mage Academy, were you not?
Well,
The Mage Academy's reconstruction is going swimmingly. Repairs are in full swing and we're already proceeding admissions. I must say I'm still surprised you appointed me, of all people, to be the Academy's headmistress. I was rather looking forward to going back on tour as a songstress. Oh, and shall I introduce you to my furry little friend? I scooped him up in the Academy, of all places. During the reconstruction, they stumbled on the little guy in some kind of observatory supposedly used by a king long ago. Considering the igniter around his neck, I'm sure he was being taken care of. I mean, there's no way a cat could survive alone in that cold, could he?
so
Regardless, our mysterious kitty is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Academy. All that knowledge was lost when it fell, so we're starting from scratch. It may even be hiding secrets as big as the Dragon Temple or the Sanctum. Oh, and I'm keeping the cat. Feels like fate, you know?
speaking of which,
And speaking of fate, on my way back I met up with Myrtus. She's well, I trust.
Now we're talking.
yeah.
More than well. Her daughter has been fine and she's a fairly prominent singer about town now. We both just keep soaring to new heights, her in music and me coming face to face with magic again.
Hey.
Surely you remember, music was the first magic born in this world, yes? When the heart expresses itself through music, it moves the hearts of others. And when they make hearts swell, why there's no end to the magic. So just you watch, with music and magic at my side, I'm going to change the world. All will have equal opportunity to hone their talents at the Mage Academy. Our doors are open to all. That's what my sister would have wanted, and if it makes the world a better place, why isn't that just grand?
Magic.
Rella taught me that magic is more than a tool. It's in all of us, deep in our hearts. Este é o gato Plateau.
Wait a sec.
Isn't that the cat from Academia? Is that place... If that place was made of magic, no... How is it here and in real life? To say nothing of how we could have survived in a deserted ruin buried in the snow. That shouldn't be possible, right? I just think he's cute.
That's a good kitty.
Doesn't bother you at all? You sure are something else. If memory serves, the last king did build himself a study in that Mage Academy. Do you think Academia was styled after that, maybe? I wonder what His Majesty, what more felt when he put this little guy in Academia. Impartial to
Alright.
us. Ok, Birigui aqui.
Dear me. Ain't this a pickle?
Ain't this a pickle? The king himself out browsing the shops? Perhaps I need to draft up a royal certificate of appointment. Tell the world we supply goods to the royal family. Any recommendations? One ignited in particular, in fact, though I'm afraid we're all sold out of it at the moment. The igniter I made at the children's request, the one that lights up with rainbow colors, is selling startlingly well. The store was packed with families and children.
Say,
I now hold a position where I control the distribution of all manner of goods throughout the kingdom as the head of the igniter concern. I can't help but think that if I had been in this position sooner, then the church's violence, the tragedy of that village could have been prevented. It wasn't your fault.
But
I know that. I only rose to this position once you became king and shed light on what lurked in the shadows of this country. Though you can't take full credit, as it were. I was nominated for my new position by my colleagues. Our new king has changed this country for the better. However, as a former arms dealer, it would be naive to think all weapons can ever disappear from this world.
Yet.
It's all the more reason I hope that the reason for people to use them continue to decline. To that end, I'll continue doing all that I possibly can, with all that I am, just as you do.
Speaking of,
Ah yes, do you remember my dog? I found the ones who took her. Naturally, I considered ending their lives, but there she was, sitting beside them. Evidently, they could not bring themselves to harm such a sweet creature, so they decided to keep her instead. I had no choice but to spare their lives. I couldn't subject a gentle dog to the atrocities I'd commit in her name. You should come play with her sometime. I'm sure she remembers you. Yeah, where is she? Olha o Loveless.
ain't this a
E este
pickle?
quem é? I don't know. Don't really care. My waifu? Oh, hello.
Hey,
É professor, ele? Não é professor, é padre, vá.
Greetings.
Working hard as ever, Marshall. Were you going about town and listening to what the people have to say? Myself, I've just come from Crown Court, where I've been consulting with the people about their grievances and disputes as chief magistrate.
Well,
Shouldn't a chief magistrate delegate such tasks? Haha, that's a question I shall throw right back at you, Your Majesty.
In truth,
As you're undoubtedly aware, in the past many citizens were sentenced to hang without so much as a trial.
alas,
I'm pleased to report things are different now. Anyone, regardless of race or status, can tell their side of the story in court and be judged equally and fairly. Just goes to show anything is possible, even for a priestess to become a chief magistrate. And my brother is making great strides as village chief. He rather hated the role before, but he's truly found his calling, I think.
the reason is.
As I said, no one knows what the future holds. It's all the more reason I try to guide people to good choices. I want to live in a society that practices kindness, where those who suffer need not turn to crime, and so I practice what I preach.
Now that you mention it,
The other day I went to visit Ovid's church to inquire with those who are sick there about how the kingdom can be more accessible to them. How's Ovi?
very well.
He's doing well. We practiced dancing together and then we showed her mother. All of them are ready to ease into working again. Hearing them made me reflect on all the people who still need our help. Until now, the only hope those people had was God.
I do believe.
I want to fight for them to have options, under laws and systems that they can rely on, in addition to higher power. A country where all the tribes with all their values can join hands in harmony. That's what we need.
Because.
You aim to achieve that too, yes, Your Majesty? I hope you'll allow me to keep walking alongside you in this.
all right then.
You bet, girl.
wonderful.
Ain't this a pickle?
Ain't this a pickle?
All right then.
Ok. Estamos quase a terminar e o Bardan está aqui.
Lovely that.
That's something.
What an unexpected coincidence, Your Majesty. No guards with you today. Don't worry, I'm no tattletale. I myself just left a meeting going over the provincial governments are doing. How the provincial governments are doing. We convene for the new year. How are things in Martyra?
So,
Oh, it's as lively as it used to be, and we owe it all to you, Your Majesty. That dodgy mess you cleaned up for us feels like ancient history now. And I'm pleased to report, as head of the Provincial Lords, it's nothing but good news reaching my ears. Better relations between towns as employment up and overall welfare too. Each town has specialities and wisdom to offer, and when we combine our heads, there's no problem we can solve. I just feel so blessed to be part of it. I know I made some blunders when I first stepped into the governor's role, but I'm happy to share my failings so others don't repeat my mistakes.
But of course.
Indeed they are. The townspeople play an active role in policy and in administration, and I'm not bearing that weight alone. Of course some lords are like I was once, and would rather manage things as their sole discretion than leave things to the people. And yes, taking every matter to public opinion can be laborious, but with all the proceedings and disputes,
Then again.
still changing our own lives with our own hands makes the process worth the trouble.
Brilliant.
And choosing a king of our own will was all the inspiration we needed for change.
Lovely that.
All right then.
Very well, Katharina.
Amazing.
Hi there.
Oh well, if it ain't the big man himself. Good timing, mate. I just got back into town myself. Long time no see.
Oh, right.
Ain't it been? I've been out traveling since I took the reins on the Seekers Recon team. Hard to believe oh my god. Hard to believe it's been half a year. And crazy doesn't begin to describe what's beyond the sea. The sights, the magic, everything's so fantastic. I'm already itching to get back out there. Well, I'm not especially keen on dodging the bloody cannonballs when my ship gets too close. Lots of tension out there. But what country isn't a little tense? Everything from the customs to the way they think is so different. My head spins. Makes all the tribal bickering seem right dull, if I can speak my mind. But this country is changing for the better. I'm glad I turned over the throne to you. Appreciate it?
Hold on.
Oh come on, I'm just roasting you. After we knocked heads, I knew I could trust you with making the lives of Peripus better than they was. All my cohort have found jobs, and some of them have been picked up new skills from being out at sea so long.
See you soon, I hope.
But don't you worry your kingly head, I'll have it all whipped up in a report for you. Do something proper kingish with it, yeah? This of auto stroll.
Say there.
Hey.
Skulking about the city again, are we? Which is to say, Hulkenberg is on the hunt. A classic game of cat and mouse, though who is which I dare not say. It's been a year since you ascended the throne, but it's like you've hardly changed. I could say the same for you. That's Lord or General Stoll, Your Majesty. Aha! I'll never get used to such titles. I really should take a page from Juna's book. She has a gift for delegating, like she was born to do so. Not that I can talk, I actually came out for a bit of a breather myself.
Even so.
You know, I see now that even those at the top of their struggles. A little too clearly. A general's duties feel overwhelming at times. But these are lives hanging in the balance. I recognize the weight of every decision I make, and I do find the satisfaction in protecting those lives.
Hey.
Remember our first meeting back at the recruitment center? A fallen noble with nothing to my name, and you a struggling elder traveler. Back then, my only goal was getting ahead. My people were little more than an afterthought. If I hadn't met you, I'd have never realized the truth about my fortune, my father's intentions, and I certainly couldn't have saved the Hallians.
Thank you.
I owe seeing the joy in their faces to you. I think I've said it before, but again, thank you. Give yourself some credit.
That's...
No.
I would still owe any credit I could take to you for showing me the way. They live stable, peaceful lives thanks to you.
Hey.
You've a whole country on your shoulders now. The road ahead will be full of challenges we can't possibly foresee. But show me the way and I'll blaze the trail. Now and always. It's my role as a warrior to be the vanguard.
That's why.
Our titles may have changed, but I'd like to think our friendship is steadfast as ever. Don't hesitate to rely on me now. And always.
Say there.
Alright, eles por acaso deixam aqui
Wonderful.
bastante espaço para um próximo jogo. As nossas personagens são todas novas. Aliás, menos o Heisman e o Neuros, né? São os mais velhos. Acho que o Heisman é o mais velho. Mas as personagens são todas novas, especialmente as principais. A principal, a Gálica é imortal. A Hulk, o Stroll, a Yufa e a Juna e o Basílio são todos bastante novos. Só mesmo o Heisman e o Neuros é que parecem ser mais velhos. I think we've heard how we came from people. Should we head to where Maria is? Yeah, let's go see her.
That reminds me.
Being here sure brings back memories. You remember how we came here looking for Maria before the tournament for the throne? She was crying back then, though. It's happy now.
But
You can say that again. This country's turned around since then, no doubt about it. I'm sure there will always be differences of opinion, but your ideals are really coming to fruition now. I can feel it. That reminds me, what's up with the book you're carrying around now? Is that the one you've been working on yourself?
Oh,
I'm excited to see what kind of fantasy you can conjure up. But maybe that's not even the word for it. After all, if you're the one putting it in ink, that means you're going to make it a reality someday. Now then, Your Majesty, shall we get going? Oh, a história repete-se. Isto é um sinal que a história repete-se. Porque o antigo rei também era conhecido pelas mesmas razões que agora a nossa personagem principal, como uma pessoa revolucionária e boa e não racista.
oh. Hello there.
Que escreveu um livro e ao longo da vida foi perdendo o seu poder por causa de coisas exteriores, né? Sanctism, Louise, guerras, tudo isso.
Oh, right. I suppose now I should call you Your Majesty. You know, I was just telling Papa, even through all that mess, everyone's really been working hard.
Am I keeping my promise?
am I keeping my promise properly from back then?
Yes, you beat the villain, and now the city's full of smiles. And I'm sure Papa's smiling down on you too.
That's good. Hearing that from you really lifts my heart.
It's a joy to see kids smile like her. Okay? It's a joy to see kids like her smile. The future show changes slowly, and the burden of its momentum will fall on their shoulders one day. Ou será que a Maria vai ser a próxima
Don't
personagem
worry.
principal?
I'll try to do my part with what I've got.
Ou a segunda personagem principal?
I want to help everyone understand that the world could be a better place if we can join hands with one another. Miss Fabian's fed so many hungry people since things changed. Some of those people even said they found their place there. I think I did too. If we can all change together for the better like that, we'll be closer to Your Majesty's and Papa's dream.
A place where I ought to be, a side of myself I ought to show. The path is never clear.
And I want to help with something too. I want everyone across the land to be able to smile.
Yeah, I'm counting on you. Let's do this together.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Majesty. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
We should be the ones thanking her. Feels like I can see the entire country's future in her smile.
Everyone!
Long time no see. How have you been?
As we find ourselves afield, I thought I might visit Alsace myself.
Hold on a tick. Those people there? Surely not.
Naturally, we're drawing attention. We didn't all have to go at once.
Needn't fuss, old thing. It's been too long since we were all together again anyway.
Lady Tuna, did she really come all this way in a runner? Could have asked His Majesty to pop over and bring you back with a teleport or two.
The unmitigated nerve.
Oh, it's fine. I wanted to take in our country as it is. It's definitely a little rougher outside the capital's walls. There's still traces of melancholia around, and the odd human roaming about.
We're sending soldiers out for every incident we can. But it's not easy to hear the voice of the people from more distant regions.
I guess it's obvious. But just because you're king now doesn't make you suddenly all-seeing.
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world. Never would have learned if I hadn't pushed out the door and seen it with my own eyes.
He's right, the capital can be a bit of a bubble. There will always be more to do and learn beyond its walls.
A year ago, I would have just said we could fly over ourselves. I mean, let's be real. The capital isn't gonna fall apart if we just sneak over for a little tour, is it?
Of course not. We specifically put precautions in place to keep things running.
Yet it has only been 1 year. We cannot be too complacent too soon, lest the dissidents seize on the opportunity.
Oh, there he is! Over there! See? I told you, that's His Majesty, innit?
Might have been a bit too obvious.
Oi there, Your Majesty!
You dare hoy the king? You swine!
Steady on, Hulkenberg, calm. You needn't draw steel on the poor fellow. We're the ones who indulged in this little day trip.
Your Majesty, thanks for all you do, really. Have to say, my life's a lot easier now.
There's more work to do every day. But we're in this together. We believe in you.
Everyone's so supportive. Kind of brings back memories from last year.
Rather. It's the sort of thing to get a chap all misty-eyed over the past. What a journey it was.
We really did just leg it up and down the country slaying dragons, eh? Can't believe we actually survived it.
They were dangerous times, but exciting ones too.
When we fought to appease the dragon god, I had no idea we would have to face another 4 dragons.
Nor I. Never thought the day would come when I'd be hailed as a dragon slayer. Life is full of surprises.
Right.
Sem dúvida que o Ismay foi muito importante nessas boss fights todas, que acabaram de ser mencionadas. I've resolved to believe in my ideals no matter what may come even back then. Even if the world is slow to change, a king's beliefs can never waver.
It was a hard road, but we did have fun together, didn't we?
Looks like we're drawing a crowd. Time to get back to work.
Indeed. A veritable mountain of tasks awaits us, and I will see it crested.
Espero mesmo que façam uma sequela. Eu vi agora uma notícia recentemente.
A new year dawned.
Já vamos ver. Eu já falo mais.
A journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
There's more I have to see.
There's more I have to see. With my own eyes.
You want to know what's going on in the world, huh? Well, I guess you are the king.
Sounds like fun, but a daily jaunt down to the slums is one thing, and a proper journey is quite another. You're a king now, lad. You've got the people's expectations on your shoulders. It's all right to just sit on your throne and mind the home front, you know?
I want to do what I can for the people. If that's not kingly, then the crown's just slowing me down.
Come on, this is no time for jokes.
Ever the fearless gadabout, eh? Well, I take your point, lad. Magla and the humans make a fine barometer for the anxiety still swirling in the country. So you go out and give it a proper survey, where it is and how much is there. If people can't face their anxieties, they can't keep their eyes forward. And if they can't do that, we'll have a bally hard time moving forward as a nation or a people. So you want to get a better grasp of it all. That's your most important duty as a ruler. That's what you're thinking, eh?
Right.
Even the most faraway future begins with the belief that it can be realized. So I'll press onward. That's the best I can do.
If that was your plan, you could have just said so.
Sounds like a fine idea to me. A proper spot of fun, besides. Wouldn't expect any less from our king and captain. Well, since I'm the ballet court engineer, I've no choice but to come along. I'm the only driver fit to maneuver the Royal Skyrunner after all. And why, you're the Dragon Slayer King, bane of monsters all across the country. When I imagine what sort of wondrous encounters you've got next, well, I'm all agog. Yes, here begins our quest anew. Let us sally forth upon our... hello? Are you not listening to me?
Sire, you've really got to stop chasing these ideas all on your own. You'll be the death of us.
Once again, sire, I've asked you countless times to give word if you're to leave the castle. Such caprice.
Nurse, don't tell me you called for them beforehand.
Saved us a bit of time, eh? Though, hello, what's this? I count only 2 of the 6 partisans. Short a few spears.
For my part, I believe 'tis unrealistic for all of us to depart the capital together.
Oh, so you've no plans to stop our little adventure, eh?
Hulkenberg and I talked it over. We decided that if you insist on going, we'd rather go with you than stop you.
Are you sure about this?
I was thinking back to our last fight with Luis. So many people supported us, but not for any high-minded ideals or arguments.
They were supporting us because we were actively fighting a monster on their behalf. In the end, people make choices based on their personal experience and emotion. Even if decided justly and supported by prosperity, the people may struggle to trust a king whose face they do not know. An invisible ruler is no cure for their fears.
Right. I'm not opposed to the idea of getting out into the world again. Really, it might be the wisest move to make sure you're a king everyone knows.
My friends and allies believe as I do. Their support is the greatest treasure I could have.
Still, this early into the new year? 'Tis never a dull moment in your Majesty's employ.
Bit of a smaller party than we last set out with, huh? But it's a pleasure to be on the road again with you.
Okay, but can we really afford to have both our general and the Royal Guard's captain coming along for this?
'Tis natural course for the Royal Guard to accompany the king. And I trust my corps is not so feeble that it will fall apart in my absence.
We'll make it work. Got to learn to trust others and delegate, right? We'll just have to lead by example.
Thank you. All of you. Let's be off.
Ok. Por que os outros também não
You
vêm?
once heard my voice and answered a query in kind. Is fantasy a powerless creation?
No.
That timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer. But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope. And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, what thrills. You have my sincerest thanks.
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, The wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind. Oh.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
Well, hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Wow! Amazing!
Poetic indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
Ok, pessoal, vamos ver agora os créditos e depois vamos fazer a review. Eu vou deixar na descrição os timestamps do Epilogue, dos créditos e da review, por isso podem passar à frente certamente através da descrição. Até já!
dear guest, from a world I shall never know. In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction. However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality. I hope the promise of our world echoes in you. With all my heart, I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
Look at that. The rubble's just bait for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all. Let's see the world.
Yeah.
A new journey now beckons. In days of eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideas. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
The strength to believe in the unknown, that can change everything. Without a doubt, you will face all sorts of trials ahead. But carry onward with all your heart. Onward, fearless, into a world unknown.
Ok, pessoal, cá estamos então aqui na lista de sempre, que é no backlog tenho aqui a minha lista que é ranked e é public, que devia ser, vai ser a partir de agora. E vamos inserir então um metaphor ReFantazio, if I can write. Alright, vamos já colocá-lo no sítio que eu quero, porque eu, para não me esquecer do que eu tenho para dizer, e vai ficar em segundo. Eu não sei porque é que o Ragnarok está primeiro que este. Vamos fazer assim para já. Ok. Agora, enquanto vou estar aqui a escrever, já sabem, as minhas notas são sempre simples. Podem ver aqui no do God of War, por exemplo. Exato. Este aqui vai ser simples. Eu, antes de falar, quero só dizer aqui uma coisa. Umas notas finais aqui do jogo, destes últimos sets e das últimas cutscenes, que também não tive a oportunidade de comentar. A primeira coisa que eu quero dizer é que estou muito feliz com esta promessa que foi feita do novo jogo, da Fantasy Lives On. Estou muito contente. Agora, a outra coisa que eu quero dizer insere-se aqui, especialmente na review. O que eu vi foi uma notícia sobre este jogo e sobre o pouco sucesso deste jogo. Foi muito pouco comprado e recebeu muita pouca atenção, sendo um dos piores projetos da Atlas, que é mais conhecida pelos jogos de Persona, em específico Persona 5, que depois, por sua vez, deu agora bastante fama aos restantes Personas e até ao Shin Megami Tensei, que são outra série também da Atlas. E eles também têm feito mais novos jogos diferentes para a Nintendo Switch e assim. Eu acho que este jogo, embora esta notícia tenha aparecido, eu tenho visto que alguns content creators que eu gosto e aprecio têm começado a fazer uma nova a jogar Metaphor. Estou a falar especificamente neste caso do Joseph Anderson. E tenho esperanças e sinto que isto é uma verdade o que eu vou dizer agora. Este jogo vai ficar conhecido para sempre, como um dos melhores jogos de sempre. E em específico por causa da sua mensagem e por causa da sua narrativa. A mensagem deste jogo é muito atual. A mensagem é a seguinte: toda a gente sente ansiedade e a ansiedade é a fonte da nossa força, da nossa magia. Se a sabemos controlar, se a sabemos aceitar, ela pode ser a nossa força. Isso é uma mensagem muito, muito atual. E acho que a ansiedade é, eu não lhe quero chamar doença, mas é um sentimento que marca muito a nossa geração e penso que vai marcar a história da humanidade daqui para a frente de forma vincada. E acho que este jogo vai ser, vai ser a estátua desse novo tema, então nos jogos e no entretenimento, não só nos jogos, mas neste caso nos jogos, no entretenimento, no cinema, um, a mensagem da ansiedade, conversão da ansiedade em força. Acho que este jogo vai ser um grande exemplo no futuro. Hoje em dia, jogos antigos que não tiveram grande sucesso e agora são jogos muito apreciados, acho que vai acontecer o mesmo com Metaphor. Espero mesmo que aconteça isso com este jogo e espero que continuem a lançar jogos desta franquia, deste IP, porque para já ainda tem muito para explorar. Como disse, as personagens são todas novas e literalmente, como a Gálica disse, ainda tem a vida toda deles pela frente e já estão a sair numa aventura um ano depois da sua coroação da personagem principal e parece que a Maria poderá ter um papel fundamental nos próximos jogos, o que também é ótimo. As minhas notas vão ser muito simples, a minha revisão. O que eu acabei de dizer acho que já diz tudo sobre o jogo. Agora falando mais especificamente e tecnicamente, eu não vou pôr pros and cons, como fiz ali no God of War, por exemplo. Vou simplesmente pôr aqui 3 categorias. Vai ser a primeira, narrativa / mensagem. Incluo a mensagem nesta categoria apenas para este jogo. Não que nos outros jogos não tenham mensagem, mas acho que esta aqui é simplesmente 10 de 10. Depois temos, e na narrativa também depois temos, vamos falar um pouco da narrativa também das personagens. Acho que todas as personagens todos os nossos parceiros eram completamente individuais e eu gostei de todos por igual, sinceramente. Gosto um bocadinho mais do Ismay porque ele é fofo, gosto bastante do Basílio porque ele é badass, gosto da Hulkenberg porque ela é quirky, gosto da Juna porque ela é cute, gosto da Yuffie porque ela é wife material e se calhar o que gosto menos é do Stroll. Por acaso o Stroll às vezes dá-me assim umas vibes que nos ia atrair, não posso dizer o contrário, mas ele ascendeu à sua nobreza de maneira correta e também gosto muito dele à sua maneira. E o Neuros também é um pouco mais discreto. E os outros todos também. Eu gostei bastante da Brigitta. Tinha assim uma história mais tipo John Wick. Só que ela obviamente não é uma personagem de ação. Era só apenas de palavras para nos fazer entender. Mas basicamente ela perdeu o cão dela, como explicou aqui neste próprio episódio, neste próprio Epilogue, e queria destruir tudo por causa disso. E bem, em relação à história, acho que foi mesmo incrível. Todas as vezes que eles disseram que iam matar o Luís e que parece que a gente matou o Luís, eu acreditei. Isso é estranho em jogos. Uma coisa bastante engraçada também neste jogo é que várias vezes as personagens falavam como se fosse o fim do jogo, como se finalmente tivessem conseguido fazer alguma coisa, sendo que o jogo já estava programado para que isso não acontecesse, né? Para nós falharmos e isso fazer parte da história. O que é incrível também, gostei bastante desse aspecto. Gostei bastante do aspecto das cidades, como elas estão construídas e como as pessoas falam e reagem todas assim de maneira igual, mas todas diferentes também, depois das diferentes vilas. Adorei o facto os vilões serem humanos e nós, como somos nós, porque nós é que estamos a destruir o mundo, né, na vida real. Acho que este jogo é, sinceramente, em termos narrativos e de mensagens, é literalmente tipo o pico de gaming. Sinceramente, acho que o único que poderá estar próximo desse pico de uma forma diferente seria o Death Stranding, que ainda não jogamos neste canal. Mas que em termos de mensagens que refletem o nosso mundo, real em jogos, em fantasia. Acho que Metaphor ReFantazio está mesmo no topo aqui dos jogos e de entretenimento em geral. É mesmo incrível a história e recomendo mesmo muito, mesmo para as pessoas que não jogam jogos, que vejam o jogo. Este jogo não é difícil de jogar também, mas mesmo que não gostem disso, que vejam uma série de pessoas a jogar. Pode ser eu, pode ser outra pessoa qualquer. É um jogo mesmo muito entertaining e revelador. Faz-nos pensar em coisas, é wholesome, faz-nos chorar, faz-nos rir. E gostei muito, mesmo muito do aspecto narrativo e da mensagem do jogo. Não vou falar dos os gráficos e o anime também, se calhar vai ser só vão ser duas categorias. Normalmente a terceira categoria é os gráficos, nunca tenho muito a dizer. Neste até tenho. Até tenho a dizer sobre os gráficos deste jogo, não os gráficos do jogo, não os gráficos das conversas, mas sim os gráficos das cutscenes. É um bocado EFI, não gostei, às vezes não gostava muito das coisas. O Hulkenberg era completamente diferente nas cutscenes do que era no jogo. Era a única personagem que era pior nas cutscenes do que no jogo, e também a nossa personagem principal. Tenho a dizer que também não gosto nada não gostei muito do visual da nossa personagem principal. Acho que não gostava nada das roupas dele. Não gosto nada das roupas dele, também não gosto nada das roupas da Juna, mas isto é um jogo de fantasia, noutro país, noutro país não, noutra cultura completamente diferente. Isso são coisas que eu não gosto, que não têm interesse nenhum, né? Eu não gostar da roupa da Juna é completamente irrelevante, também temos a opção de a mudar. Mas voltando às cutscenes, como eu estava a dizer, acho que às vezes as caras das personagens estavam um bocado estranhas. E também em especial nas últimas cutscenes, quando estávamos na Tyrant Star, antes de combater com o Luís, também não gostei nada dessa cutscene. Estava bué escura, bué suja, digamos assim. A imagem estava muito suja, se calhar era esse o propósito, mas não gostei tanto. Acho que as cutscenes não foram as coisas que eu mais gostei neste jogo. Por isso até vou pôr isso. Vou pôr aqui gráficos e cutscenes. Vou pôr assim, as coisas que eu estou a dizer têm muito pouco impacto. Por exemplo, eu não gostar de como a nossa personagem principal é, ou ser assim pequenina, ser frágil, não gosto da roupa dele, não gosto do hairstyle dele. É parecido aos jogos de Persona, por exemplo. É parecido ao gajo do Persona 5, a personagem principal. E as cutscenes às vezes também me desiludiam um bocadinho, mas muitas destas coisas que eu estou a apontar são coisas pessoais e coisas completamente mínimas. Eu diria que a única consideração que eu apontei que tem algum peso seria mesmo a da cutscene. E no geral, os gráficos do jogo em geral eram muito bons. Gostei bastante dos gráficos que foi usado para o gameplay em si. Por isso vou pôr apenas um 9 de 10. Estava a considerar pôr, por exemplo, um 8. Mas como a maioria das coisas que eu tenho a dizer são mesmo pessoais e que não têm qualquer impacto no jogo em si, nem se eu gosto do jogo, por exemplo, eu gosto. A personagem principal nestes jogos é sempre um pouco. Não é muito. Ela não fala muito, digamos assim. Por acaso, neste jogo, fala muito mais do que nos jogos de Persona. E não tem grande voz ativa, sem ser, né, as escolhas que a gente faz. Este jogo, por acaso, parecia ter uma voz um bocadinho mais ativa. Também não explorei o jogo de outra forma, senão a tentar fazer o 100%. Como é que seria se eu nem sequer falasse com os nossos supporters nenhuma vez, por exemplo? Mas, em geral, eu gostei bastante dos gráficos. E a terceira coisa é o gameplay. O gameplay, sinceramente, é o que a distancia para mim o metaphor do God of War. É a única forma de eu justificar o metaphor não ficar em primeiro. É por causa do gameplay. Simplesmente gosto mais do gameplay dos jogos de ação em terceira pessoa do que do gameplay de estratégia. Não que eu não gosto do de estratégia, mas gosto um bocadinho mais do de ação. Por isso vou pôr 9.9, 10. Porque o jogo era incrível, eu acho que era muito mais versátil do que os jogos de Persona, por exemplo, e gostei muito das atualizações que fizeram do Persona para este jogo, por exemplo. Gostei mesmo muito dos cristais, de conseguir os meios turnos, de conseguir ter skills de todos os personagens, de todos os roles, todos os archetypes, poder modificar a 100% todos os nossos suporters, podiam ser a Hulkenberg, podia ser Cleric, Mage, Thief, o que fosse. Todas as nossas personagens tinham acesso a todos os archetypes. Isso foi muito bom. O gameplay em si, como é de estratégia, eu também gostei bastante. Acho que era do estilo de estratégia que aí está. Por exemplo, já jogámos o Dragon Age Origins neste jogo, neste canal, e também já joguei em privado pessoalmente o Divinity. E comparando estes três jogos, o Metaphor, Dragon Age Origins e o Divinity, estamos a falar primeiramente do Dragon Age Origins, de um jogo de ação com elementos de pausa e de estratégia, ou seja, o real-time strategy. Temos o Divinity, que é basicamente igual ao Dragon Age Origins, mas sem o real-time, é só estratégia, mas é conduzido da mesma forma, o jogo. E depois temos os jogos de Metaphor e de Persona, que são completamente diferentes, são mais parecidos, por exemplo, a Final Fantasy ou Pokémon. E dos três jogos que acabei de mencionar, eu gosto dos três por igual. Acho que são, por acaso, não posso dizer que gosto mais de um que do outro, mas sinto-me mais confortável com os outros dois estilos que mencionei do que do Metaphor, porque simplesmente eu conheço bem Persona, mas é a primeira vez que jogo um jogo da Atlas assim do início ao fim, foi o Metaphor. E é isso, eu acho que está bem equilibrado o jogo no que toca ao gameplay, e eu gostei mesmo muito deste jogo. Assim me despeço, pessoal. Para a semana este vídeo deverá sair no domingo, só para se enquadrar melhor, então posso dizer que amanhã sairá uma nova série no canal. Espero que vocês tenham gostado desta série. Volto a dizer, eu gostei mesmo muito. Vou-me lembrar muito deste jogo, tal como esta última cutscene falou. Espero que o narrador disse que esta fantasia, espero que tenha marcado e que fique na memória. E assim será. Muitas coisas destas ficam-me na memória. Muitos jogos que aqui estão à minha frente agora. Muitos animes que eu já vi, muitos filmes, muitas séries que eu já vi, ficam-me na memória mesmo pelas mesmas razões que a Metaphor fizeram-me pensar, fizeram-me sentir, e é só isso que eu posso pedir. Espero que vocês tenham gostado, pessoal, e vejo-vos na próxima. Até logo.